Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Imagine waking up every morning, doing everything right, taking your vitamins, drinking your water, trying to stay healthy. But what if one of those pills in your cabinet is silently working against you instead of for you? Today, we're going to uncover 5 common vitamins that many adults over 60 take every day, believing they are helping. Yet in certain situations, they can actually create serious health problems. This is not about fear. This is about awareness, balance, and smart decisions backed by science. As we age, our bodies change. Our kidneys filter differently. Our liver processes nutrients differently. Our bones, nerves, and heart respond differently. And that means the supplements that once helped you in your 30s or 40s may need to be adjusted or even stopped later in life. Let's break this down step by step so you can protect your health, strengthen your body, and make informed choices every single day. Every morning, millions of adults over 60 reach for a bottle of vitamins believing they are protecting their health, strengthening their bones, and adding years to their lives. But science is revealing a truth that many never expected, and it could change the way you look at supplements forever. The idea that more vitamins automatically mean more health has become one of the most dangerous myths in modern wellness, especially when it comes to powerful fat-soluble nutrients like vitamin A and vitamin E, which do not simply pass through the body, but quietly accumulate in your tissues day after day, month after month, year after year. Doctors have known for decades that the human body changes dramatically after the age of 60, yet many people continue taking the same supplement doses they used in their 30s and 40s, unaware that aging kidneys filter more slowly, aging livers detoxify less efficiently, and aging bones become more vulnerable to damage from nutrient imbalances. Research from the respected National Institutes of Health has shown that excessive intake of certain vitamins can increase the risk of fractures, organ strain, and even hospitalization in older adults, turning what was meant to be protection into a hidden threat. Imagine believing you are strengthening your bones every single day, only to discover that the very supplement you trusted might be weakening them from the inside, silently reducing bone density and increasing the risk of a life-changing fall. One large population study found that adults who consumed high levels of vitamin A were significantly more likely to suffer hip fractures, one of the most devastating injuries for seniors, often leading to loss of independence, long hospital stays, and in some cases, permanent disability. A hip fracture is not just a broken bone, it is a turning point in life. And statistics show that many older adults never fully recover their mobility after such an injury, making prevention more important than ever before. What makes this risk so alarming is that vitamin A is stored in the liver and fatty tissues, meaning that even slightly higher doses taken daily can slowly build to toxic levels without any immediate warning signs. You might feel perfectly fine for months or even years while excess vitamins quietly accumulate, and then suddenly symptoms appear: fatigue, dizziness, joint pain, headaches, signals that the body has reached a dangerous threshold. Another shocking fact is that supplement labels often provide doses far above what the body actually needs, creating a false sense of security that encourages people to take more than necessary simply because the bottle says it is safe. But biology does not follow marketing promises, and the body does not reward excess. It punishes it. The risk becomes even more serious when high-dose vitamins interact with medications, something extremely common after the age of 60, when many adults take prescriptions for blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, or heart conditions. For example, large doses of vitamin E can thin the blood and increase the risk of dangerous bleeding, particularly in individuals already using blood-thinning medications, creating a combination that doctors warn can lead to life-threatening complications. Medical journals have documented cases where patients experienced unexpected bleeding episodes simply because they combined high-dose vitamin E supplements with routine medications, never realizing the silent interaction happening inside their bodies. This is why experts emphasize a powerful message that every adult over 60 needs to hear. More is not better when it comes to vitamins, and sometimes less is exactly what the body needs to stay safe. Consider the liver, one of the hardest working organs in the human body, responsible for filtering toxins, processing nutrients, and regulating metabolism every single minute of the day. As we age, the liver's efficiency naturally declines, making it more sensitive to overload from excessive supplements, especially fat-soluble vitamins that require extensive processing before the body can eliminate them. Over time, this extra workload can contribute to inflammation, fatigue, and reduced detoxification capacity, leaving the body less prepared to handle infections, medications, and environmental toxins. Kidneys face a similar challenge, filtering waste from the bloodstream thousands of times each day, yet gradually losing efficiency with age, which means excess nutrients remain in circulation longer than they should. This prolonged exposure increases the risk of toxicity, especially when multiple supplements are taken together without medical supervision. Even more concerning is the fact that many older adults take several vitamins simultaneously: multivitamins, bone supplements, immune boosters, and herbal formulas, creating a complex mixture that the body must process all at once. Scientists call this nutrient stacking, and studies suggest it can dramatically increase the likelihood of adverse effects, particularly in people with chronic conditions or reduced organ function. One of the most overlooked dangers is that symptoms of vitamin overload often mimic normal signs of aging, such as fatigue, weakness, confusion, or joint pain, causing many individuals to ignore the warning signals until serious complications develop. This is why routine blood testing is not just helpful, it is essential, because it provides a clear picture of nutrient levels and allows doctors to adjust supplements before harm occurs. Another powerful truth supported by decades of nutritional research is that the human body is designed to absorb nutrients most safely from whole foods, where vitamins are naturally balanced with fiber, antioxidants, and minerals that regulate absorption. When you eat a carrot, a handful of spinach, or a bowl of fresh fruit, your body converts nutrients gradually and efficiently, reducing the risk of toxicity while still delivering the benefits needed for strong bones, healthy vision, and a resilient immune system. Food provides synergy, a natural partnership of nutrients working together in harmony, something that isolated high-dose supplements simply cannot replicate. This is why nutrition experts around the world continue to repeat a simple but powerful rule: food first, supplements only when necessary. The goal is not to fear vitamins, because they can be life-saving when used correctly, especially in cases of deficiency or medical need. The goal is awareness, balance, and respect for the body's limits. Think of your body as a finely tuned engine designed to run smoothly on the right amount of fuel, but vulnerable to damage when overloaded with too much at once. Too little fuel causes weakness, but too much can flood the system, clog the filters, and wear down the machinery. Health after 60 is not about taking more pills, it is about making smarter choices, listening to your body, and working with your healthcare provider to create a plan that fits your unique needs. Because the truth is both simple and powerful, longevity is not built on excess, it is built on balance. And sometimes the most important step toward protecting your future is not adding another supplement to your routine, but understanding when to step back, reassess, and give your body exactly what it truly needs. No more, no less. Every year, millions of adults over 60 swallow supplements without ever seeing a single lab result, trusting advertisements, advice from friends, or promises printed on a bottle. But medicine has a very different message, and it starts with one powerful truth. Supplements should be based on testing, not guessing. Your body is not a guessing game and your bloodstream is not a place for experiments, yet many people take high doses of minerals like iron or calcium every single day without knowing whether they actually need them, unknowingly exposing themselves to risks that can quietly build over time. What makes this situation so dangerous is that symptoms of excess minerals often appear slowly, almost invisibly, blending into normal aging until the damage becomes serious enough to demand medical attention. Doctors around the world have documented cases where individuals believed they were strengthening their bodies with supplements, only to discover years later that those same pills contributed to kidney stones, heart complications, and organ stress that could have been prevented with a simple blood test. One of the most alarming examples involves iron, a mineral essential for oxygen transport in the blood, yet potentially toxic when levels become too high, especially in older adults whose bodies no longer require large amounts after menopause or later life. Excess iron does not simply sit harmlessly in the bloodstream. It accumulates in organs like the liver, heart, and pancreas, where it can trigger inflammation, tissue damage, and long-term health complications that may take years to reveal themselves. There is a genetic condition known as hemochromatosis, where the body absorbs too much iron from food and supplements, and many people live with this disorder without knowing it, silently storing dangerous levels of iron that can eventually damage vital organs. In advanced cases, untreated iron overload has been linked to liver disease, diabetes, irregular heart rhythms, and chronic fatigue, symptoms that can drastically reduce quality of life and independence in older age. What makes this risk even more concerning is that iron toxicity can occur without dramatic warning signs, meaning a person may feel relatively normal while damage is slowly progressing beneath the surface. Now consider calcium, a mineral widely promoted for bone strength and osteoporosis prevention, leading many adults over 60 to take large daily doses in the belief that more calcium automatically means stronger bones. But the human body is far more complex than that simple equation, and research suggests that excessive calcium from supplements can accumulate in places where it does not belong, including the kidneys and blood vessels. When calcium builds up in the kidneys, it can form painful stones that may require emergency treatment, hospitalization, or even surgery, turning a routine supplement into a medical crisis. When calcium deposits in the arteries, it can contribute to stiffening of blood vessels, a process associated with cardiovascular disease, one of the leading causes of death worldwide among older adults. This is why modern medical guidelines emphasize individualized supplementation rather than blanket recommendations, because each person's body chemistry is unique, influenced by diet, medications, genetics, and overall health status. A blood test acts like a window into your internal environment, revealing whether your body truly needs more nutrients or whether it is already operating at optimal levels. Without that information, taking supplements becomes a gamble, and the stakes are your health, your independence, and your future. Think about how carefully doctors prescribe medications, adjusting doses based on lab results, medical history, and physical condition, yet many people treat supplements as harmless, assuming they can be taken freely without monitoring. The reality is that supplements are biologically active substances capable of changing blood chemistry, altering organ function, and interacting with medications in ways that can either heal or harm. Or, for example, high levels of calcium can interfere with the absorption of other essential nutrients like magnesium and zinc, creating hidden deficiencies even while a person believes they are supporting their health. Excess iron can increase oxidative stress in the body, generating unstable molecules that damage cells and accelerate aging processes at the microscopic level. Scientists have observed that elevated iron stores are associated with increased inflammation, a key driver behind chronic diseases such as heart disease, arthritis, and metabolic disorders. Inflammation is not just a medical term. It is a biological fire that slowly burns through tissues, weakening organs and reducing resilience against illness. And yet, this fire can be fueled unintentionally by supplements taken without proper testing or supervision. One of the most powerful tools in preventive medicine is the routine blood test, a simple procedure that can detect nutrient imbalances long before symptoms appear. These tests measure levels of iron, calcium, vitamin D, and other essential markers, allowing healthcare providers to adjust intake precisely, ensuring the body receives exactly what it needs and nothing more. Precision is the key to longevity because the human body thrives on balance, not excess. Imagine driving a car without ever checking the fuel gauge, adding gasoline every day simply because someone told you it improves performance. You would eventually overflow the tank, waste fuel, and risk damaging the engine. The same principle applies to nutrients inside your body. Too little can cause weakness, but too much can create toxicity, and only testing can reveal the difference. Another important factor is medication interaction, because many older adults take prescriptions that can alter nutrient absorption or increase sensitivity to certain minerals. For instance, some blood pressure medications affect calcium balance, while certain stomach medications reduce iron absorption, making blind supplementation even more unpredictable. This is why healthcare professionals emphasize communication, encouraging patients to share every supplement they take, including vitamins, minerals, and herbal products. Transparency allows doctors to identify potential conflicts, prevent dangerous interactions, and design a plan tailored to the individual rather than relying on generic advice. The message here is not to fear supplements, but to respect their power. They can be life-saving when used correctly, restoring nutrient levels, strengthening bones, and improving energy. But they can also become harmful when taken blindly, driven by assumptions instead of evidence. The future of healthy aging lies in personalized medicine, where decisions are guided by data, not guesswork. A single blood test can provide clarity, confidence, and peace of mind, transforming uncertainty into knowledge and risk into prevention. Because the most responsible step you can take for your health after 60 is not swallowing another pill. It is asking a simple question supported by science and common sense. What does my body actually need right now? That question, answered through testing, has the power to protect your heart, preserve your kidneys, safeguard your bones, and help you live longer with strength, independence, and vitality. There is a quiet revolution happening in the world of health, and it begins not in a pharmacy, not in a laboratory, but in the simple act of choosing what goes on your plate. Because science is now confirming a powerful truth that many people over 60 are only beginning to understand. Food first, supplement second, can be one of the safest strategies for living longer and stronger. For decades, people were taught to believe that health comes from bottles, capsules, and tablets. Yet researchers have repeatedly discovered that nutrients from whole foods behave very differently inside the human body compared to the same nutrients taken in isolation. Your body recognizes food as natural fuel, something it has evolved to process over thousands of years, but high-dose supplements can overwhelm delicate systems, especially in older adults whose metabolism, digestion, and organ function have changed with age. One of the most striking examples involves vitamin B6, a nutrient essential for brain health, nerve communication, and energy production, yet capable of causing harm when consumed in excessive supplemental doses for long periods of time. Medical researchers have documented cases where individuals developed nerve damage known as peripheral neuropathy after taking large amounts of vitamin B6 supplements, leading to numbness, tingling, burning sensations, and difficulty walking. Symptoms that can dramatically reduce independence and quality of life. Imagine losing the ability to feel the ground beneath your feet, struggling to maintain balance, or fearing a simple walk across the room, all because of a supplement that was meant to support your health. What makes this situation so alarming is that these symptoms can develop slowly, sometimes over months or years, making it difficult to connect the problem to the supplement that caused it. Yet, when vitamin B6 is consumed through natural foods, such as bananas, oats, potatoes, and chickpeas, the body absorbs it in balanced amounts, supported by fiber, enzymes, and other nutrients that regulate its effects and prevent toxicity. This natural regulation is one of the greatest advantages of whole foods because they deliver nutrients in harmony rather than in isolation, creating a protective buffer against overdose. Scientists call this phenomenon nutrient synergy, a process where vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and plant compounds work together to enhance absorption, improve metabolism, and reduce harmful side effects. For example, when you eat leafy greens, you are not just consuming vitamins, you are also receiving magnesium, potassium, antioxidants, and phytonutrients that help your body use those vitamins safely and efficiently. This synergy cannot be replicated by a single pill, no matter how advanced the formula or how persuasive the marketing. Research published by leading health organizations, including the World Health Organization, consistently shows that diets rich in whole foods are associated with lower rates of chronic disease, improved longevity, and better overall health outcomes compared to reliance on supplements alone. These findings have reshaped modern nutrition guidelines, shifting the focus from supplementation to dietary quality as the foundation of healthy aging. Think about the digestive system, a complex network of organs responsible for breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and supporting the immune system. More than 70% of your immune cells reside in the gut, forming a powerful defense system that depends on the nutrients and fiber found in whole foods. When meals include fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, and whole grains, they feed beneficial gut bacteria, strengthen the immune response, and reduce inflammation throughout the body. In contrast, supplements provide nutrients without fiber, without enzymes, and without the natural compounds that support gut health, making them less effective as a long-term strategy for disease prevention. Another critical factor is absorption efficiency, because the body often absorbs nutrients from food more gradually than from supplements, reducing the risk of sudden spikes in blood levels that can stress organs like the kidneys and liver. Gradual absorption acts like a slow-release system, delivering nutrients steadily over time rather than flooding the bloodstream all at once. This steady delivery helps maintain stable energy levels, balanced metabolism, and consistent organ function, all essential for maintaining strength and independence after the age of 60. Consider the example of potassium, a mineral essential for heart rhythm and muscle function. Foods like bananas, beans, and leafy greens provide potassium along with water and fiber, supporting hydration and circulation, while high-dose potassium supplements can sometimes disrupt heart rhythm if taken incorrectly. Food protects the body by providing built-in safeguards that supplements often lack. Another powerful advantage of whole foods is their role in preventing chronic diseases that become more common with age, including type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Large population studies have shown that individuals who consume diets rich in vegetables, fruits, and whole grains experience significantly lower rates of these conditions compared to those who rely heavily on processed foods and supplements. These benefits are not the result of a single nutrient, but the combined effect of hundreds of natural compounds working together to protect cells from damage and support healthy metabolism. Think of your body as a living ecosystem where balance is maintained through cooperation between nutrients, organs, and biological systems. Whole foods nourish that ecosystem, while excessive supplementation can disrupt it. One of the most inspiring discoveries in modern nutrition is that even small dietary changes can produce measurable improvements in health within weeks. Adding an extra serving of vegetables each day can lower blood pressure. Replacing processed snacks with nuts can improve cholesterol levels. Choosing whole grains instead of refined carbohydrates can stabilize blood sugar. These changes may seem simple, but their impact can be profound, especially for older adults seeking to maintain energy, mobility, and independence. Another important truth is that food supports emotional well-being as well as physical health. Preparing meals, sharing them with family, and enjoying the flavors of natural ingredients can reduce stress, strengthen social connections, and improve mental health. Health is not just about nutrients, it is about lifestyle, routine, and daily choices that nourish both body and mind. Supplements still have an important role, particularly when deficiencies are diagnosed or medical conditions require additional support, but they should never replace a balanced diet or be used as a shortcut to health. The most powerful medicine in your daily routine may already be in your kitchen, waiting to be prepared, shared, and enjoyed. Because the path to longevity is not paved with pills alone. It is built with vegetables on your plate, fiber in your meals, and natural nutrients working quietly inside your body every single day. And the most life-changing decision you can make after 60 might be as simple as choosing real food first, trusting science, respecting your body, and remembering that true health begins not in a bottle, but at the table.